Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election. I want to discuss an issue that Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu brought up. Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu brought up this issue because, as you all know, Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the most divisive presidential candidate in Nigeria today. He is the one that brought religion at the center of this election by ignoring Northern Christians and nominating a Northern Muslim as his running mate, thereby bringing back Muslim tickets that was long forgotten after Bola's Muslim ticket was annulled by the military. He is the only person, he is the key person that has brought ethnicity into the presidential election. Of course, we know that the presidential candidate of People's Democratic Party, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, also brought this matter in when he talked about that Northerners should not vote for Igbo or Yoruba candidates, that they should vote for Northerner. That is what the North need now, a Northern president. But Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been the most divisive. And strangely, those who are marketing him as a nationalist, as a tribalized Nigerian. This election has exposed Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu as an ethnic bigot. Now, only an ethnic bigot can conjure up the statement that Igbos are overcrowding Lagos. He said it when he was speaking in Ondo last Saturday. He said that Igbos are overcrowding Lagos because Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, failed to develop Anambra State. First of all, that is false generalization. Peter Obi was only governor of Anambra State. He was not governor of the whole of the Southeast or Igbo-speaking areas of Nigeria. Peter Obi was only governor for one state, and that's Anambra State. That shows you the kind of reasoning somebody who wants to be president of Nigeria is coming with. And I will use this opportunity to address this issue, and address it frontally a bit. Maybe I may need to do something about it in future. This idea that Lagos is somehow an island that of prosperity and people come from all over Nigeria to benefit from it is a typical example of historical illiteracy that is rampant in Nigeria. And I want to educate Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu and those who think like him. First, Lagos has a lot of historical links with the Beninese, with the Portuguese, and with the British. It was the British colonial masters that, after the amalgamation of the northern and southern protectorate, joined Nigeria as one country in 1914. After that amalgamation, Lagos became officially capital of Nigeria. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu should be told that in 1914, Lagos became the capital of Nigeria. I don't know whether they had born him in his original home in Osun State at that time. But Lagos became capital of Nigeria in 1914, and it remained so until around 1992-93, when Babangida insisted that the capital have to move to Abuja. And eventually it was Sani Abacha that enforced the relocation, because there were people in Lagos who were reluctant to move to Abuja. Sani Abacha had to wield the big stick and force those civil servants to move to Abuja. So most of the development in Lagos today were done by the federal government. And the seaports of Lagos are owned by the federal government. In fact, one of the things that brings the Igbos to Lagos is that seaport, because federal government of Nigeria has failed to develop the eastern seaports like Port Harcourt, like Warri, like Calabar, like Sapele, like Ibom. And the most ridiculous thing that is happening in the port sector is that you cannot import spare parts through Port Harcourt port. You cannot import pharmaceuticals through Port Harcourt. So everybody was made to be importing goods, most of the goods from Lagos port. And given the fact that the Igbos are the largest importers of goods into this country, there is the tendency for them to move closer to the point of where they are doing their business. So, federal government policy of marginalizing the eastern ports is the reason why Lagos is one of the reasons why Lagos is crowded. Not just by Igbo people, but by other Nigerians. But I'm telling you, one of the reasons why the Igbos are many in Lagos is because federal government has failed to develop the eastern ports. And I dare say, people of Southeast extraction are the largest manufacturers and importers of pharmaceuticals in this country. And they are not allowed to use Port Harcourt port. Calabar port is not developed. Ibom port is not developed. Sapele port is not developed. Warri port is not developed for them to use. And they are not even allowed to use those ports to import those categories of goods. That's why they are in Lagos. They are not in Lagos because Lagos is such a beautiful place that they just won't have to be there. So that is one reason, one thing that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu should take cognizance of. Lagos, as the capital of Nigeria, was a beehive of activities for years. So many Igbos took advantage of that and moved to Lagos, like other Nigerians. In fact, I think that any reasonable government that will come up should decentralize the ports of Nigeria, so that people in the eastern corridor should be using Port Harcourt, Calabar port, Sapele port, Warri port to import things, goods into this country. Lagos doesn't have space, congested, yet because we have unthinking leaders, nepotistic leaders, they insist everybody must stay in, must import through Lagos. So Lagos has to be crowded. So if Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is unhappy about it, One of the things he can do is to advise that federal government should decentralize the port system in Nigeria and allow other ports to function as effectively as the Lagos ports. That's important. Then, of course, Lagos, by accident of geography, is by the sea. That was why the colonial masters preferred to use Lagos as the capital. And if you are a student of, you have studied geography, you find out that major cities around the world develop along the seashores. And if you also remember, Calabar itself was formerly the capital of Nigeria. Calabar also is close to the sea. So, by mere fact that Lagos is close to the sea accelerated its development. It was through the sea that the Portuguese first came to Lagos and gave it the name Lagos. Lagos is not a Yoruba word. Lagos was not a name given by Tinubu to that territory. Tinubu was an immigrant like so many other Igbos that came to Lagos. He came from Osun State. He's not an indigenous of Lagos. He is no more an indigenous of Lagos than other Igbos that migrated to Lagos. The only thing that gave him a sort of advantage was that he is from South, he is from Osun, and he came to Lagos that speaks Yoruba, and then he managed to change his name from what he was in Osun, and is now bearing Aswad Bola Ahmed. That was not what his name was in his original home in Osun State. So he's just like every other immigrant who came to Lagos. So he should not be raising shoulders about that Igbos are overcrowding Lagos, as if Lagos is exclusively a Yoruba entity, given its Benin link, given its Portuguese link. After all, it is not for nothing that Ibadan was the capital of Southwest and not Lagos. So he should stop all this propaganda and ethnic supremacy that he used to do in Lagos. Besides, the Igbos in Lagos are the reason why he's generating a lot of revenue. Aswad Bola Tinubu used to boast everywhere that he increased Lagos IGR. Who are the people contributing the IGR? Where is he getting the money from? Where is he getting the money from? Who are the people paying the tax? Who are the people paying the tax to generate the revenue that Lagos is making mouth about? One of the highest generating establishments in Lagos are predominantly controlled by the Igbos, even without Lagos contributing anything to it, except by donation, by provision of land, which I'm sure they paid for. Most of the monies that Lagos generates, that Tinubu is raising shoulder. In fact, Tinubu is supposed to be thanking the Igbos in Lagos for their investment in Lagos. Tinubu's government and the subsequent ones that he has put in surrogates, they have been generating most of their money they generate through Alaba International Electronic Market. which is the largest electronic market in West Africa. This market generates billions monthly for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu and Lagos. You have Ladipo spare parts market at Idumota. You have the computer village at Ikeja. You have the aluminium village, Agege. And the Igbos developed these markets by themselves. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu cannot point to those markets and say he was the one that constructed it. His government only made land available, and I'm sure these Igbo investors paid for it. They can't give you land free. Even in Abuja here, you pay for land. An expert, a tax expert, told me that 90% of the sales tax in Lagos comes from Igbo-owned businesses in Lagos. Instead of thanking them, as what Bola Tinubu is talking about, that Lagos is overcrowded because it's overcrowded with Igbos. What kind of statement is that in a one united country? Most of the markets they generate money are developed by the Igbos. The Ojota market is probably the only Hausa-dominated market in Lagos. So as what Bola Tinubu, with all the noise he's making, he should tell Nigerians how many markets he developed in Lagos with Lagos state government money that is generating money as much as these Igbo-dominated markets that I just mentioned. Of course, in the banking sector, there are several banks that are Igbo-owned, and they are all contributing to the revenue of Lagos. They are contributing in real estate. They are contributing in hospitality. There is virtually no sector they are not contributing. Yet, instead of praising them, as what Bola Tinubu is playing politics with it, trying to profile them that they are overcrowding Lagos, and he wants to be president of all Nigerians. So, as well, Bola Tinubu should get it clear. As long as Nigeria remains one country, as long as Nigeria remains one country, every Nigerian is allowed to settle in any part of the country without requiring a visa or resident permit. Perhaps you don't know about it. People should let him know. And people that think like him, because there are several people that think like him, they should know it. That as long as Nigeria remains one country, Lagos, Kano, Enugu, Port Harcourt, every part of Nigeria, any Nigerian can reside there, and you can't do anything about it. If you are not happy about it, you call for a referendum so that we see how we can be able to, if you want the country to be divided, you call for a referendum. But as long as Nigeria remains one country, nobody has a right to even talk about it or complain about it or to use politics about Nigerians of different ethnic or religious background residing in any part of this country. So, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu should know it, that he's not doing anybody any favor, and nobody lives in Lagos at his pleasure. He can't even drive anybody out of Lagos. Of course, he can make nepotistic laws, but it will be at his own detriment. Because when you stifle businesses because of some ethnic groups, you stifle the revenue that you get. So nobody should be saying the kind of things as what Bola Tinubu is saying, profiling an ethnic group in Nigeria. And first of all, there is a need to decongest Lagos. The ports in Lagos, in Nigerian ports, should be decentralized. It should be decentralized. Let them be privatized. All over the country, we have ports that could be used by different geopolitical zones to ease businesses, to ease importation of goods and services into the country. So as what Bola Tinubu is wrong for his statement, and I'm not just, I didn't just do this video because of Aswad Bola Tinubu alone. I'm doing it also for those of them who think like Aswad Bola Tinubu. They are not doing anybody any favor. If a Nigerian could go to America and contest the election, go to UK and contest the election, buy houses, I don't think I see why anybody should be crying that another Nigerian moved to his state and he's complaining that they are overcrowding the place. It's unfair, more so coming from a presidential candidate. That is why Nigerians should reject people like Aswad Bola Tinubu, who are using religion and ethnicity to divide Nigeria. They should look at people like the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, who has shown by character, by actions, that he's a unifier. He has advised Nigerians, do not vote for me because I'm Igbo. Do not vote for me because I'm a Christian. Vote for me because I'm competent. But Aswad Bola Tinubu is everywhere, telling people to vote for him because of his ethnicity. His governor that he put in Lagos, Sanwo-Olu, is telling people that Aswad Bola Tinubu is a Yoruba project that must be accomplished. Aswad Bola Tinubu told Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs in a program they hold during last fasting that they should ensure that a Muslim replaces Buhari. You can read it. I've shared the links in newspapers, in other videos. He has shown that he is not competent. He doesn't have the state of mind. He doesn't have the nationalistic ingredient that is needed to be president of Nigeria at this time that APC, which Aswad Bola Tinubu was a strong part of, have divided this country to the level that is unprecedented since the foundation of Nigeria in 1914. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. Please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it higher and recommend it for other people. And with more people watching it, they will see the need to reject presidential candidates like Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and vote for presidential candidate Peter Obi of the Labour Party. Thank you and God bless you and yours.